What's up, guys? It's Mike for SimRacing604. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and welcome to the showroom once again with the SF70H, part of the Ferrari 70th anniversary DLC for Assetto Corsa. So Kunos today released version 1.15.2, just some minor touch-ups to some cars, most notably this one. So the list of changes to the SF70H includes improved turbo spool and less turbo pressure loss at coast, improved turbo boost ERS aid, which balances the power delivery on lower gears, and we'll get back to that in a second. And then improved linearity on ERS settings, balanced low and balanced high. And finally, a new ERS linear mode. So it gives total linearity of the ERS release within this car. So, of course, this was voted in by us, the fans, as the most desirable Ferrari of the list they gave us. So this is a fan-voted car, so obviously you don't have to look very far on YouTube to find videos of people hot-lapping it and things like that. It's a great car. Spent a lot of time getting used to how it drives before, so I guess I got to relearn that. So I can understand why they did it. We're getting lots of complaints that it was too hard to drive. Most notably, coming out of corners, you gear down to second, for example. Coming out of a hairpin, you step on the gas, even halfway, and it would just the power would overcome even those 450 mil wide tires. The ERS and turbo were just too much, it seemed, at lower gears for a lot of people. So Kunos responded to fan requests, I suppose, and changed things up. I don't know if this makes it more accurate to the real thing, or if this was just making it more drivable, making it more usable to the average driver. Either way, I think it's a good move. I did like the fact that it took a lot of finesse to drive, but I can totally understand where they're coming from in wanting to change that. So, want to get out there on the track at Spa and give it a run, and we'll give final thoughts after I give it a few laps. Alright, so here we are at Spa. Tires are nice and warm, had a quick out lap here. And overshot my corner there, but just wanted to give you guys an idea, as I mentioned, of how this thing handles, and I want you to pay attention. I've added the pedals app to the center of your screen there, and I want you to see just how fast you can get back on the power now compared to before. As I said, the key word when describing the change in the SF70H is linearity. So it felt before like you come out of a corner, you get on the power, and the back end is just gone. Well, that ERS and turbo hitting it all at once is just too much, even for the 450 mil rear tires. But now it feels a lot more linear, that power, when you get on the power, that is. So I would say that this now probably has the advantage in the 2017 Formula 1 race. I would say this now puts it ahead of the Formula Hybrid in terms of drivability. Keep in mind, I wasn't entirely psyched about them changing, the performance of this car. I finally had learned to drive it, learned how to sort of work around that amazingly sharp power curve, and now they went and changed it. However, now having driven it for a few laps, it does feel a lot more drivable. So it would be reasonable to assume that a Formula 1 car from 2017 would be a whole lot to drive, very difficult. So if you had issue with them changing it, making it more drivable, I would totally understand, but it is more drivable now, but there is one exception. So right now I'm on charging mode, and I'm going to go to linear. So this is the new ERS release mode. So it's putting power to the tires in addition to the 1.6 liter V6, of course, and increases the power significantly. You should see about a second or two drop off this lap, and I do have to be a bit more careful on the gas. I can't be as liberal as I was when it was just in charging mode and running off the 1.6. However, still very drivable. You can see I've improved a half second already. I'm sure more to come. This is a stock setup with the exception of the tire pressure. Running super softs. And it just feels very, very drivable. Still takes a good touch with the wheel, but feels glued and extremely user-friendly compared to the last iteration of the SF70H. Now I want to show you one more thing, which will be on the next lap, and I do have a fair bit of ERS left here. The linear mode does not use it all in one lap. Whoops. One gear too many there. So what I want to show you is the hot lap setting. So the hot lap still does use up your ERS and release it to the wheels a whole lot faster than the linear mode. So I won't have anywhere near a full lap worth of ERS, but we'll use what we can here. You can see I improved 3 full seconds by using linear mode. And now going to overtake mode, I'll probably improve even more. But the ERS, as you can see, is dropping fast, so won't get much more out of this. It'll be nice coming up on Dion. Look at that. Look at how much I've improved. 1.2 seconds already. And the reason I wanted to bring this up was because if you're still watching the pedals app, you can see I have to be very sparing with the throttle. It does still want to go out when it's got this extra boost to the rear wheels. Give me a bunch of time back because I used my ERS up, but suffice it to say that the hot lap is still a mark above the linear setting. I might still be able to squeeze out an improvement here, but not by much. So we'll just cross the finish line, then give final thoughts. Too much into that corner. Alright, so I think this is a major improvement, and as I said earlier, I think this puts it at the forefront. I think I prefer driving this now to the Formula Hybrid. Don't get me wrong, both are great, but I think the 70H does have a slight advantage now. Very drivable, but so customizable in that the linear feels very, very smooth. The charging feels extremely smooth, almost like you're driving a GT car or something, and then the hot lap puts it back almost to crazy mode and certainly test your driving skill. So that's going to do it, guys. This is the new version of the SF70H, lots improved and much more drivable. Linearity is the word of the day. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching.